Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Queen's Park for Life. I am your host as always, Glenn Marshall. Normal programming has resumed this week with Christopher Montgomery on the show, General Manager of the Southland Express as well as co-organiser of the Hop and Vine event. How you doing, man?
Good, mate. Yeah, it's good to be here. Yeah.
Did you get down and watch a few games yesterday?
I did, yes. Picked up on the Old Boys Gore game.
Yep.
Caught the first half of that, but then I wanted to come down and see the Champion Cup game.
Yeah, fair enough. Thistle had a good win over Grant Sprays.
Yeah, I thought they looked good from start to finish, really. First half, I thought they were particularly good. Second half, probably a little bit messy, a little bit scrappy, but no, they won it quite easily.
Yeah, definitely deserved the win. Hopefully we could get a nice wee hometown draw against them in the next round. That would be nice.
Yeah, I think that's what you'd be looking forward to, wouldn't it?
Yeah. We hometown derby, Chatham Cup game would go good, I think.
Be good.
So, yeah, look, tell us a bit about yourself, mate. When or how did you fall in love with football? What brought you over to New Zealand?
Well, I mean, the football, probably like most people from over there, it's kind of bred into you from quite a young age. Me, it was my uncle. My dad wasn't really into football. So we spent every weekend in Dundee. So my first games were with my uncle, and he took me to Dundee United games, and that's where that came from. So yeah, I do have to confess I did get to the odd Hibs game every so often as well, because they were just along the road from me.
Yeah.
But no, I was a Dundee United fan, and that's where the love of the game came from. I didn't really play much as a youth. I played rugby, so it was really something I watched as a youth and didn't actually start playing until an adult. So yeah, but I've always loved it. It's a great sport.
What are some of the biggest differences you've noticed in football between like the UK and here?
Oh, probably just the sheer volume of people really playing it. I mean, in the UK, you don't have to go far with it. It's involved in just about everybody's game. It's one of the first questions if you meet someone new, you know, what team you support. It's a pretty common thing, and that has an effect on the grassroots game as well. The grassroots game over there is obviously a lot stronger than it probably is here. You know, down here we struggle to get 4 top teams together. That probably doesn't really. It's much of a problem. Yeah, it's not much of a problem. Everyone plays. Yeah, every team you go to, even if it's Sunday, no matter what, you'll be playing against someone or with someone who had a trial for somebody at some point in their career. You know.
And I suppose a lot more fans involved in that sort of thing as well.
Yeah. I mean, we went back in 2019, and that was the last time Dundee United were in the same league. We were just talking about that, and it looks like it's probably not going to be the same again. They're coming up, but it looks like we could be going down. And I took the family there, and they were just amazed. Just for 90 minutes, just the volume is just unbelievable. And the passion from both sets of fans is just unreal. It doesn't take people long to get into it.
What do you make of the SPL and sort of Don Gray seasons so far? Just give us your take on. Start with the SPL, eh? Where do you view the team sort of at this stage?
Look, I think they're playing some really good football, and they've had some good, I suppose for them, disappointing results. You know, the odd 1-0s and stuff. But I mean, they're against top teams. They're playing some really good football. Their attitude's good. They've only got one under the belt so far, but I think that it's like last season. They're poised to go on that run again, I think. So, and they're not an easy side to play against. And I think if you're a coach, that's probably what you want. You want teams to come here and fear you. And I think I spoke to, I think it was a Mosgiel coach after the last game, and he came down. They're top of the table, but they knew they were coming down for a game. They didn't take this lightly, and they were probably lucky to. They'll be glad they went away with 3 points, because they were bloody lucky to do it. Yeah.
And in terms of the Donald Gray, how do you see that sort of shaping up?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think the format's a must. I think we've had to. I don't enjoy the games where teams are going out and you're getting a 11-0 scoreline or something. That's not what you want to see. As a player, you don't want to play in that, and as a spectator, you don't want to watch it. But there are going to be teams that are going to be close that would normally have just gone into that Div 1. Hopefully, playing against these teams is going to give them a bit of expertise at playing at that level, a bit of a challenge, and hopefully give them the confidence that maybe next year we can get 6 teams putting their name forward to come into it without the need to go through this I
think Tianao, they're undefeated at the moment. They've won every game.
They're sitting top of the table. So I mean, that just shows you, okay, you might argue they've not played any of the big games, but that's gone well for them. They'll have got a lot of confidence. If I'm one of the big boys going away to play, then I'm going to be thinking, well, we need to be a bit stronger here. We need to watch these guys.
Yeah,
so
possibly shaping up as sort of the best of the rest, aren't they?
I think so. Yeah.
And would you, sort of hard to tell, but I guess Old Boys, Thistle and ourselves have played each other. Where do you sort of see?
I think
we've got one loss each.
Yeah, well, and I think that's what's made the difference. That pivotal game was the Park Old Boys game. Old Boys lose that, and I think that the writing's pretty much on the wall. Instead, they came out. I think Old Boys knew they had to do something there, and they always had it in them. I think the previous week against Thistle was just nothing seemed to come off for them, but it all came off them against Park, and they got that result. And I think that for our league, that's opened it up. It means that everyone's still in contention.
Oh, it certainly is. Yeah,
the second round's going to be good.
Definitely made it more important in the second round. Isn't it? And would you, at this stage, who would you predict to come away with the Donald Gray Cup?
For me, I think if Old Boys can put it together and continue to put in performances like that, then they're going to be a serious contender. But you can't rule out. Park have got I think Park have got the depth and they've got the ability to put out a very strong side. Its consistency is going to be their biggest problem, because I didn't enjoy the way that they let 2 or 3 goals in there.
Yeah.
They'd been in that game for 60 minutes. And arguably they could have turned that game round, but they just didn't seem to have that gear. So they need to work on that. But if they can sort that out, then I think they're going to be serious contenders as well. So yeah, that's my 2 that I would.
Yeah. The Southland Express obviously sponsor the Don Gray competition.
Yep.
What do you sort of enjoy most about your role with the Southland Express, and how did the sort of football reporting come about? Because it is good to see football results and write-ups being put back into print.
Yeah, and look, a lot of that came from, I know we'd not had much since, I think Stu Monroe was the sort of last one that used to, I worked at the Southland Times when Stu Monroe used to submit his column. And even at the Southland Times, it was a bigger paper then, they struggled to have the resources to cover all the sort of grassroots sports that went on. So you were reliant on someone that was interested in the sport that would be quite keen to do a match report and send it in. And although my job was slightly different, that option was there, and I knew that we need to get more grassroots sports into the paper, because that's why people want to read it. Everybody wants to read about how their kid's been in it, and people like yourself want to read, see if your name's in it. And you never know.
Actually, my name wasn't it last week, and you spelled my name wrong.
You also maybe want to have I'm sure I did a copy and paste on your name. But you might get it in a more positive format this time, right? You never know. So.
It doesn't worry.
It might come.
The media is the media,
look, and that's it. You get to read your. And I'd like to also point out, it's only my opinion as well. The way we're doing the column is a column. So rather than me, I don't spend. I'll speak to the coaches after games to get their thoughts on it. But my column isn't about what the coaches' view of the game. I think the important thing about the column is to write what a spectator's point of view of the game was, and how the leagues are forming. And I'll use what they've said about it to sort of, and I'll try and put a bit of what they're saying into it, and if I agree with it. Or if I disagree with it, I might bring it up. But it is my opinion, and you go away from a game, you think about it, and you try and pick the highlights out of it. I've not got a photographic memory. I can't press a play button and get the 90 minutes back. So you might remember a couple of things wrong, but I remember doing that as a player. The amount of times we had arguments that had come off, and I'm in my mind that's what happened, but in somebody I don't think it did. And luckily we didn't have someone filming it back then, so there was no proof.
True. That is true. What would be a few of your most memorable moments, either as a player or a coach? And not necessarily just at Queen's Park. You played for Wahaupai as well. So.
Well, look, my Wahaupai days were probably, that's where I played my Donald Gray football, and playing in the Chatham Cup was obviously quite a highlight for me. And as a football player, that's the highest I'm ever going to be able to do it. And I'm quite proud of that, being able to play in that competition. So that would probably be it. From Queen's Park, the coaching and the playing, unfortunately, I think one of what should have been the most memorable turned into one of the most infamous, where we lost that Division 1 title, and that still sticks in the throat, because that we did a great season that season. That was playing, coaching, and that still hurts. We should have brought a Div 1 title there. We deserved it.
Yeah. Things like that are hard to swallow sometimes.
And these happen, but I think that's what football's about. It's about the ups and the downs, and as long as you're enjoying it, then that's what it's about. So.
All sports are an emotional roller coaster, so
yeah.
Queen's Park has probably a steeper roller coaster than most, but
well, I guess if you're going to experience the ups, you've got to accept the downs as well. And it's been tough for Park at times, and but it's you're seeing it's about the people that are in the club, and I think that's what's quite important as well. The people off the pitch are as important as people on it, and when Queen's Park started to get that right, that's when I think everything started to click into place.
Yeah.
And in the last few seasons, I think it's been absolutely fantastic for them, and I can see other clubs, are really putting a lot of effort into the same sort of thing.
Yeah. There was only 2 games yesterday, with the SPL team getting a bye through the Chatham Cup, and Donna Gray having a bye because of the Chatham Cup round. And the women managed to knock over Thistle 5-0, another comfortable victory. They just, I think they're actually allergic to losing.
Yeah, I was during when Moswell came down, I was speaking to one of the guys there, and he actually asked what the women's league was like down here, and I said, well, to be honest with you, it's not competitive enough. We've got a really good team in there, maybe a couple of teams that are there, but wouldn't it be great if one of them could make the step up and play in that competition up the road, and have a women's a Southland women's representative team up there, and that probably definitely needs to be the next move, I think, and I think the World Cup's going to create these opportunities, because
I hope so.
I think the women's game is going to get a good injection of not just support, but I think there'll be a little bit of money kicking about as well that would hopefully help and come down to that grassroots level. Yeah.
So another dominating performance by the women. 5-0. It could have been more. I did actually go and watch the game, which was it was good to watch, because I haven't been able to see them for the last 2 or 3 years now that they've moved to Saturdays. So it was a draw. I know Van got a couple of goals. Tyler picked up at least one. I can't remember the other goal scorers, but it is certainly shaping up to be a 2-team league. That league with us and Old Boys.
Yeah.
Maybe a Queen's Park Old Boys 7-game series would be a good way to decide the title, but look, it is what it is. The girls can only beat who's in front of them, and
that's
keep
it.
doing it.
Yeah, that's it.
So well done to them. And the big derby game, Div 2, Queen's Park Editors Cut versus Queen's Park Level 1. Didn't quite get to. So I saw about the last 5 minutes of that game, where there wasn't much going on, to be fair. But Editors Cut come away with a 5-2 win. I don't know. Well done to them. I think everyone expected them to win, and probably a bit more handily than that, to be fair.
Well,
conceding 2 goals.
I think that was the biggest talking point, was the conceding 2 goals.
Yeah. But no, that's all right. They'll stay top of the table. So well done to them. Keep it up. Okay, mate. Well, we'll move on to the challenge segment of the show. So it's a wee bit different this week, because you're not actually allowed to head the ball, are you?
Yeah, I'm not allowed to do anything like that, no.
Yeah. So I'm going to...
Not that I ever could.
I'm going to change this up for you, and I'm giving you double points on each question.
Oh, God.
So instead of 10 points per question, you get 20. For a correct answer, you get 10 seconds after each
Do I get to do the brain injury caveat where I don't remember anything?
We'll go after that, mate.
Oh, let's go for it.
Good luck.
Yeah, cheers.
Question number 1. The new Wellington Phoenix coach made his first signing over the weekend from the Newcastle Jets. Name the player.
No idea, because I've not been watching that.
Fair enough, mate. His name is Mohamed El Tay, defensive midfielder. And he signed on for 2 seasons. So
all right, okay. Interesting
to see how he goes.
Yeah, we don't cover much of the Phoenix. I didn't. If you'd asked me who the Stags had signed, I could.
Question number 2. Name the Kiwi women's sprinter who ran under 11 seconds for the 3rd time in her career this morning in Kenya.
Again, I don't know. I've not looked at anything. This is going to be really good.
Her name is Zoe Hobbs. You might have heard of her name.
I've heard of Zoe Hobbs. Yeah.
I
didn't know she was on there. So.
Yeah. Question number 3. The Crusaders beat the Blues 15-3 last night to register their what number of win in the last 18 matches? Over the Blues, obviously. And I'm going to have to press you for time here.
4.
No, 17 actually, over the last 18 they've beaten the Blues.
Oh, for the... Oh, right, sorry, I misunderstood the question there. Sorry. Brain injury.
0 from 3, mate. I believe in you, Monty. I believe in you. Do you follow the Warriors at all?
No.
Okay, cool. You're in trouble. The Warriors snapped a 3-game losing streak last night against beating the Bulldogs by what scoreline?
Bulldogs. 14-3?
No, it was 24-12. And I actually don't know if you can score 3 points.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah. Righto, mate. You're under the pump here. To avoid the donut, Dame Lisa Carrington beat fellow Kiwi Amy Fisher in which event at the Canoe Sprint World Cup Regatta yesterday?
200 metres?
No, close though. It was the K1 500.
Oh, yeah.
500 metres. Unlucky, mate. Big donut. I'm sure you're really concerned about that.
Mate, I'm hugely disappointed. I'll go home and just adds to the weekend. You know, my dog died yesterday. Dundee United got beaten 3-1. So we're sitting bottom of the table, and I just scored a donut on the quiz. So I'll just probably find me hanging from a garage or something later on. So
it was just the last straw of the old donut. Shout out to Meg too. Yeah, that was sad news. That was unfortunate to hear.
True, mate.
We all love Meg, mate. So unlucky about it.
But we can sit and enjoy a beer anyway. So,
I
did. He's not pointed out to this, but I did actually bring him a beer. So.
I was gonna mention that at the end.
Cheers.
That's right. You've done it for me. Righto. We will move into Burgess Bookies. What have you got for us this week, mate?
Welcome to another edition of Burgess Bookies. The first match this week is coming from the Southern League. Wanaka at home to Queen's Park. The form line, Wanaka lost 1-0 to Green Island last week, and Queen's Park lost 1-0 to Mosgiel. The odds, Wanaka $1.50, draw $4, Queen's Park $6. Donald Gray qualifier, Queen's Park versus Balclutha. Form line, Queen's Park lost 4-0 to Old Boys last week, and Balclutha lost 11-0 to Thistle. Odds, Queen's Park $1.05, draw $10, Balclutha $40. Please gamble responsibly.
Yeah, well, after a week off, he's had plenty of time to do research, so I'm sure he'll be pretty close with his analysis there. You know, Burgess, he's a betting man. He loves the TAB and whatnot. So.
Oh, I thought that's where he got his mortgage from.
Probably not necessarily far from the truth. Right, we will go through the draw for this week's games. First up, the SPL team are away to Wanaka at 2:45. I'm not sure what the ground is called. I think it's just their events centre or something similar to that. So good luck to the boys. Yep. Hopefully they can come away with something. Wanaka have had a bit of a dip in form, so
it's dipping form. It's going to be a tough game for them, though. But if we've seen it against Mosgiel, we've seen it against Queenstown. They're capable of playing these big games. So this could be the one at the turn. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
The Donald Gray team are away to Balclutha, which at 3 p.m. in Balclutha. So that's interesting. It's sort of a unknown, really. Yeah,
I mean, Balclutha haven't gone well, but I might actually go up for that one because we've got a paper up there as well, and they're keen to sort of do some grassroots sports. So I might come up if there's room on the bus or getting a lift up. I might come up and do a wee review of that game and just see what the Balclutha side are like and have a bit of a chat with these guys up there as well. Yeah, because I think they're really keen to be part of this league, and I think that's hey, it's more teams in, so that's great.
I know, yeah, it was a few years ago now, but we did actually go up there for pre-season games.
We did, yeah.
Two teams up. And
that's right, yeah.
played, and they were tough enough, to be fair. I don't know, obviously.
They're a good friendly side. They're good characters, so yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting anyway. It'll be an interesting fixture, that one. The women are away to Gore, into the depths of Hyde Park at 1 p.m. Gore haven't been in great form, so I'd expect another win for the girls, to be fair.
Yep.
Editors Cut Division 2 are also away to Gore at 2:45.
Okay.
And Level 1 Division 2 are away to Western at 2:45 at the school. Back to school, boys high.
So I wasn't quite sure when you said away to Western. I was thinking, where is that? You know,
No, it's not in Riverton.
Right, so they're playing at the, I think they're playing at school ground, at the boys high, is it?
Yeah. So good luck to all the teams. Get down and support if you can, although, a lot of away games. No teams at home, actually, this week, so... Yeah, I guess the club rooms will be a bit empty this Saturday.
But quiet.
Yeah, that's all right. And, of course, Queen's Park's Got Talent. Please make sure you get your entries in or buy your tickets. That is on the 27th of May. I believe doors will be opening around 6:30, something along those lines for that.
Should be a good night.
Yeah. We were actually discussing in the team group chat about who could do what. And I realised fairly quickly that I'm, talentless.
Yeah.
There was a lot of options listed and I couldn't do any of them.
I mean, you were talking earlier about putting stuff on film, and I think you're right. You know, as I was hearing a lot of chat about things like my name got mentioned, but not in the context. I'm glad not in the context, but the Full Monty seemed to be mentioned a lot. Luckily not me, but other people are going to be doing it. So that seemed to be the biggest sort of level of talent that I think they've got. that they've got.
I'm not sure if it's R18 or not, but look. It'll be what it'll be. There's plenty of imagination.
You don't want your kids to see that stuff.
And again, hey, thanks for the beer, mate. Hop Federation.
No problem. Yeah, nice fresh hop.
Fresh hop IPA. Yep. Beautiful job.
Yep.
So cheers for that. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it,
Thank
mate.
you for having me.
No,
Cheers.
not a problem.
Cheers.
And continue the good work with the Express. I love reading those write-ups, mate.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll try and find a positive story about you.
Oh, look, you'll be looking hard. Could take a while, mate. So that's us for another week. Remember, as always, Queen's Park for life. See you next time.